volume
Sometimes
up.
I forgot the microphone was just okay.
Especially because it's heavy, and so then people want to just be like, yeah, so basically but it sucks because, like, you know, back in the day so I had a studio in my house in the Netherlands, and I had like little stands that were there on the table. But the problem then that I would have to do is always like make sure people were close enough to it. Because what they would do is they would lean back and get relaxed and they would stay out here. And so I would always kind of be having to like shove it, you know, and turn it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then now people, at least they hold it. So most people end up keeping it closer to their face. But yeah, it is kind of heavy. So then now people are just a little bit like get relaxed and they pull it down.
Yeah, they will forget like let's just like talk to relax. And,
Which is good, right? Because you want people to be like relaxed and chill and forget kind of that they're actually
doing the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you still have to remember to talk into the microphone, sadly. That's one must have of the podcast.
Okay, I will make sure I will hold it exactly on my hand.
Don't stress about it too much. These mics are really pretty good. Like they pick up a lot. That's even if you kind of hold it a bit here, hold it a bit there, like it'll still pick up a pretty good amount, especially in the post-production. Like I use Adobe Audition and man, it does so many magical tricks in there to make everything sound so much better. So, okay, let's do a quick introduction here. You're Angela Boo.
Yes.
DJ here in Taiwan.
Yes.
Not originally from Taipei though, right? Or
I came from Ilan. So I'm the half Aboriginal from my mom's side. My mom from the Ilan Nang Ao. Yeah, so Nang Ao is our village, our childhood there. Yeah. So I came from Ilan.
And we're going to talk definitely about the Aboriginal thing, I think, later in the show, just because I honestly had no idea before I came here that Aboriginal Taiwanese people were even a thing. So I think this is quite fascinating and definitely something that a lot of people don't know about and would really kind of like to talk about that a bit more for sure. So let's start off by talking about how you got into DJing, because a friend of mine, Jace, she brought me to your Airplane Mode festival.
Yeah.
And that's a festival that you organize, right?
Yeah, I organized like 4 times already.
4 times.
4 times. And in the beginning, like the first one and second one, we just do beach clean up and twice. And then the third one, fourth one, we do charity event. Yeah, basically this airplane mode that we because we like to play our music and then we like to community with our friends. So they have like so many parties or event we've been to, and I just think if we can do like send more message to the people, because we can bring so many people and then maybe can send some message like clean this beach or donate to the who in need, some kind of like good to this world. And it might well be good, even just like 10 people or 100 people to do this or listen to it. That's okay to me too. At least you trying to do like something good to this world, not just like, funny, and then go home. Yeah.
Yeah, because you had like over 100 people at that event and the whole thing was for charity. I think it was like 20 $20, something like that for entry, something like that. And the whole thing was for charity, all the proceeds. So what was the kind of cause behind it?
It's not like whole thing to the charity, because sometimes you cannot really do that for like a specific charity. So we kind of want to like avoid some people will say, oh, you guys use like charity and then do event, blah, blah. So we kind of like taught people to donate to the organization we choose. So they have like so many experience. We call gates, because airplane mode we go get. So experience get like mindfulness stuff or tarot or mindfulness card. Yeah, so people can go there and then all get is for free. And when you finish the experience, you can donate to the charity box. So 20% will go to the charity and then 80% go to the gate staff.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Also, we also have like flight attendant will hold the charity box. So 100% in the flight attendant's box is 100% go to the charity. That is like if flight attendant, if you're playing your phone on our event, and then the flight attendant saw you, will go to you and then ask you, oh, did you turn on your airplane mode? And if you're not, and then you're gonna donate to the box, but not force you. But if you don't want it, we will punish you, like stamp some airplane mode on your body or on your face. And if you collect like 3, we will do some punishment like push up or some running or something like that. Yeah.
So you made it into a game to where like you can just randomly approach people. If their phone is not on airplane mode, then you ask for a donation basically. And then if they refuse the donation, then they get some kind of a like mark or something.
A little bit like punishment.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I like that idea of kind of making it into a fun, interactive way to encourage people to donate.
Yeah.
And then I saw, you had some stuff like with yoga before and the mindfulness.
That was
and things
new.
Like that.
Yeah, the yoga experience is a new one. This is 4 times, and then I kind of like yoga in the beginning, warming up your body, and then the thing is like they have like so many like charity event, charity party, but and the way is like, I think this way you can really send the message to the people. And if you just say, this is a charity party, and then the 20% profit will go to this charity, and then we just go and then listen to music and then community. But the other way is like, we actually encourage people, and then also say that, okay, this 20% go here, and then just donate whatever you like. Yeah, we'll accept that. I think that's more like fun. Yeah.
And you had 2 stages, and how many total DJs were at the event?
They have 10 DJs.
10 DJs, wow.
Yeah, 10 DJ. 2 stages. That venue basically just have 1 stages, but we just figured out maybe we can do like 2 stage, do something different. Yeah, so every event I would like to do so many like different stuff, just like my personality. Yeah, I don't really like to do the like same stuff.
I totally understand.
Yeah. So yeah, just figure out how to bring like 2 DJs.
We have like
at 2 stage.
5 square meter recording studio here at a DJ supply place here in Taipei called Reboot, and there is a mosquito somehow found its way inside.
Yeah, it's a B1.
I never even saw it, but yeah, it's humongous. So hopefully we can get it killed
Killed, or you want to like trying to guide them to get out?
Well, that would be better if we want to be good Buddhists here in Taiwan and get him out. But either way, he's gonna hopefully he won't drive us crazy too much. But I don't actually see him now, so maybe he's hiding somewhere. Okay, anyway, so you've been doing that for 4 years, but
4 years, no, 4 times.
Oh, you've done it 4 times. Okay, so you did it multiple times each year?
No, like last year we done 3 times. It's like July, August, and September.
Okay,
that
cool.
was really busy because we do the first one, beach cleanup. We reached out like 700 people.
Whoa!
So we, like me and my partner, and we also like, this is like, people like it. People really like it.
Yeah.
So we kind of like, okay, still summer, we do another beach cleanup. We don't want to wasting time.
Yeah.
And then the second one is like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't really do this before. And basically, I don't know how to do it because I'm Aboriginal. The things that we want to do something, we just, okay, let's do it. And then we don't really plan it, or just like, okay, yeah, DJ stage, and then maybe okay, let's do it. And then
make it sound so easy. We'll just throw a festival with a beach cleanup and 10 DJs, 2 stages. I don't know what, no worries. Whatever we want to do, we'll just do it. Yeah.
That's not really like easy. And when you go on the road, you will like fall, and then just like, how can I make this like a generator, like electronic come from? Because the first one, the power was really like cut so many times. So
really?
One of our DJ, like 1.5 performers, he just played like 2 songs, which is really unprofessional of us. But we already claimed like our party is really arranged. This on the beach, we don't have like so many resources. So we just beginning. Yeah. So that was but people still like it. I think it's we already like, to be honest, we said that before, that's really like, this is our party. If you think this is really like professional or fancy, please don't come here.
Yeah.
Like, what is for in you.
Well, but that seems to be a bit of like the vibe of Taipei that I've experienced so far, is people really like to party here for one. And of course you have some clubs where it's really fancy and people are just kind of there to be seen or whatever, that are, really beautiful and expensive. But a lot of the places I've been to so far, like, they have a lot of that kind of festival culture where everybody's in a good mood. Of course, a lot of people are on drugs, so that helps. But at the same time, it's like everybody's chill and most people are friendly. Maybe that's the island, like the island mindset
people
or something. But that's kind of seems like the same way that you talk about the festival. Like, I met probably 20 new people there, and I never meet that many people in a month. But everybody was just so friendly, like, hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Whatever. And of course, like, I think I'd only been in Taipei for about a week at that point. And so you're still feeling a little bit nervous, like, oh, I don't know these people or whatever. And met people from everywhere. So I think really the people that showed up, that's kind of the people you're talking about. Like, they don't expect it to be perfect or everything to be overproduced. And also the music. I mean, so it was mostly, tech house music with a little bit of trance here and there with a couple of the DJs.
Trance? Okay.
Little trancey, I think one of the DJs
techno,
when I was there. That's why I changed stages at one point to check out the other one. But yeah, probably more techno, like you say. But for the most part, like, even the music is kind of that, house culture of the nice, good feeling vibes and stuff like that.
Yeah, like underground things. Yeah, because I'm a DJ and I like techno and house music, tech house, disco house, all kind of minimal house, organic house. Yeah, electronica, like spiritual one. That's really like going to your heart. Yeah, and you have feeling like there's so many like different level. Yeah.
So okay, let's then get into you started DJing 2.5 years ago, you said, right?
Yes.
What were you doing at the time before you started DJing?
Oh, I was in a nightclub, which was a really big nightclub in Taipei. Yeah, and I was in there like 5 years. I didn't expect I will work in there for 5 years. I work in the Champagne Girl. So we brought champagne to the table and then dance a little bit and then put down the champagne, open the champagne and pull out the champagne. That's it. And sometimes you can get like nice tip from that. And then, but the another fun thing is like a not like a nightclub have a lot of people connection and then DJs connection. So they always like brought us to like Ultra Festival or Zugao Festival, and then we also do Champagne Girl there. So they were hired. So that time we will travel around with that nightclub with the Lao Ban, and then doing the like Creamfields Taiwan, we also do Champagne Girls there. So they have so many people connection. I think it's really interesting culture. Yeah, so everybody know each other. Just like now I'm in the underground sense, like everybody know each other. It's really interesting.
Yeah. So you were basically getting to go to Ultra for free or getting paid to go to Ultra, actually.
Oh, yes, like before Ultra or Zugao or Creamfields. Yeah.
Wow, that's got to be a nice perk for sure.
Yeah, I really like it. And then you don't have to lie. One of my favorite things is like every holidays in the downstairs, like ATT for fun, that building is like nightclub building in the Xinyi. And then every weekend or every holiday, New Year's Eve, Christmas, that's like a long line. And then you just like, you just go. Okay, that's nice.
Definitely. How is Ultra here? I've never even been to any Ultra at all. The main one's in Miami, right?
Miami. Yeah.
And so are there only two? There's the one in Miami and the one in Taipei?
They have like Korean and Japan, Shanghai, and Singapore.
Wow.
They have so many places.
Wow. Okay. So how is the one here, since you're an expert?
Oh, the Ultra, the first two one is like a RTU, small Ultra, just one day. Yeah, so right now they upgrade to the like officially Ultra, so it's like 3 days.
Oh, nice.
3 days. Yeah. That was nice. Yeah, that's cool. And then they also bring because officially Ultra have the other stage called assistance.
Like an assistant stage?
Yeah, the assistants, and then they play like different music, like house music, yeah, underground music, techno, like that.
So you're getting excited already.
Yes.
So at that time, 2.5 years ago, you've spent 5 years as a Champagne girl in one of the biggest clubs in Taipei.
Yeah.
And then what happens to make you decide, okay, I want to be a DJ?
That time is before like lockdown. The whole world was locked down. Before that, I went to a club. My one of my friend took me to a club, like underground club, and I never listened their music before. Something like just really simple, like same simple, like dun 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 dun. Now sometimes we'll add something, and add the other thing. It's very different compared to the EDM music. It's way different, like so different. So I was kind of like, what is this? And then this is like really deep. It's like talking some story to you. Yeah, so like, wow. And then I was like, what is this? I want to learn. Like, this is really dark techno. Yeah, so basically it's like a same tempo. And then every 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and we'll add another voice. Yeah, so it's kind of really interesting, attract me. So I was like, I want to learn it, and then I would just find teacher. Yeah, but the teacher is DJ Noodles, and then DJ Noodles introduced me the other DJ called Sean. Yeah, that kid's just 25 years old. Now it's like 26 years old, and he's really good to play the DJ deck, like all the skills here, and then he also is the producer, and then he plays so well like dark techno or tech house music, and I'm just like, okay, I will learn from you. Yeah.
So I think I saw on your Instagram you described like your main style is tech house, right?
Tech house, yeah, in basically it's tech house, more lively.
And that's because of the people that kind of taught you how to DJ. You kind of learned from their influence a bit.
Yes, like basically I start from the dark techno,
which I think is really funny because that's not how your stuff that I heard at least sounds at all.
I didn't record any dark techno yet.
But that's what made you really attracted to house music in the beginning, was dark techno.
Yeah, that was really like, people would think, what is this? Like, yeah, but it's like, it's more different. Yeah, and then that time it's like not many people in Taiwan listen techno or really like a tempo stuff. So one of the goals is like, I want to get to more people know like those kind of music. So I brought so much friend to that underground club, like let's go there, like let's go, and then just very different. Yeah. So now it's like after 2 years, like just so many people, even we have techno events, techno festival anywhere. So that's really good.
It's interesting. When I was doing some like preparation and stuff for this podcast, I watched a few YouTube videos about like the history of house music, right? And it's really kind of fascinating. They were talking about in Chicago that at the time what had happened was disco in the 70s became really big.
Oh yeah.
But then all of a sudden, because disco was so popular, they just started saying everything was disco, and they started making this really garbage music. And then everybody all of a sudden started to hate disco because it became so terrible.
Yeah.
And so then there was kind of this scene. It was mostly Black people and the gay community in Chicago who, already had these clubs, but so they had a place to play the music, but they just needed kind of a new direction.
Yes.
And when they kind of came up with house music, and then it spread to New York and then to London, and then just kind of, blew up over the next few years. And these original people that kind of created it didn't make much money, because what they were doing is they were like hand making records and then would sell them to people.
Oh.
And this one guy, white business guy in Chicago, comes in and says, I will pay to make these for you and then sell them, and then I'll give you, a cut. And then all of a sudden, turned out he had been selling them. He started selling them in London and in Amsterdam and different places, and making these publishing deals. And the original artists weren't getting like anything. And then once it kind of got big, now real musicians and really, good like people with experience in New York and San Francisco and different places started making house music.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden, these guys were like, we can't compete with these, all-star music makers, but it was just really fascinating to see it just kind of blow up and go worldwide, starting from just a few people in their basement in Chicago, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? Yeah. So basically, we are in Taiwan. So before, like Taiwanese people doesn't really know house music, techno, tech house. So right now, like we have so many people connection, and then I think I have something like EDM connection with like underground connection. So we can. So I send so many like hashtag like techno or a hashtag tech house music, trying to bring them to get to know like our like the different music, not our music. So yeah, and then just like doing the event and send some message to the people. Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe if you just keep doing this thing, in the end, the people will know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you have a pretty good groove with it, because what I don't like is, so when you say EDM, right? Like a lot of people in the Netherlands, I lived in the Netherlands for the past 7 years. And if you ask anybody what kind of music they listen to, they all just say house. Like that's the only like genre that they really say. They don't really be specific with it or anything. But a lot of people will think like, so Martin Garrix to me,
Oh, okay.
that's not really house. I would call that EDM, But so I think what has happened is because of the money is like everybody's addicted to these crazy overproduced songs with huge beat drops. And that's what they play at the festival with you have the speakers with the all the lights and all this crazy stuff. And now they're throwing cakes at your face and stuff like that.
Cake guys, Aoki.
Hey, Steve Aoki. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like, so, I'm not a fan of the like kind of trance where the music never changes. And you might have caught it. I almost had it. I'm not a fan if it doesn't change at all. Like I know a lot of people do like that, and that's fine. But for me, I need some movement, right? And what I like about your sets, like especially all the ones on SoundCloud and the one that we'll listen to here in a bit, is like you have some movement. You don't have these like crazy beat drops, of course, where it's like this overproduced EDM style.
Yeah.
But I think your style is a real sweet spot of everybody's dancing. You give people a little bit of this kind of techno vibe where you have a nice time to just jam, and then you change it up a little bit and it keeps it exciting. So
yeah, change up a little bit. Yeah, I like to add so many like different stuff in my set, because I kind of like this on like that techno tech house or organic house. Sometimes like a trippy sound, like you will fly out. Like so kind of trying to make like those sound in one state, which is like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So that's it. Basically, I will plan for like a very long time. I don't usually really do the set. Every time I do record a set, I will plan like so long, probably like 3 weeks.
Oh wow.
Or 1 month, because I don't know, I have something like I need to be like perfection or something. But sometimes it's in the end you just want to change this, change that. Always like a change. So yeah.
And so you said that except for like a few years ago, house music wasn't really popular, or techno in Taipei.
Yeah.
What was kind of the most popular style of music here before that?
It's EDM. So it's always EDM have like ultra big festival here, ultra Creamfields. And then we don't really have people play like house music festival. But when I get into like the underground sense, and then they have so many like small events. They were doing on the rooftop, and then the B1, like really cool spot, like a London or Berlin's vibe. It's really just like underground sense. Well, they were doing like outdoor, like in the forest and on the mountains. And I remember one time, like last year, one of my friend's birthday, he doing in a cave. It's in the Nangao, which is my like village, and then they're doing the cave. So, and then the cave, and they have a beach out there. It's like really cool. Yeah. So I kind of like the underground music. They can play in so many cool spots. Yeah. Not really commercial. And then just really like a treatment. Yeah.
And so when you had the you go to the DJ school, or you have the 2 different teachers that basically teach you how to DJ.
Yeah.
How did you get your very first gig, your very first show that you or club that you played or whatever it was? How did you get it, and what was it?
I think it's about the people connection. Yeah, the people connection is very important, not just in the like DJs, this group. I very like in your work and then in our life.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that and yeah, I kind of like a little bit lucky because I really like to explore the music. Sometimes I will go so many different events to support there, and then they know like, oh, you're a DJ now. Would you like to play? And
Ah,
but first of all, I'm not prepared yet, and then so many people want to play in like Studio Night. This is one of the popular underground club in
love
Taiwan.
Studio 9. Yeah.
Yeah, they just opened in 2 years before, and then so many people like want to play there. I'm like, I'm not ready yet, so kind of like wait a little bit and then play like the really small like friends restaurant like that. And then after that, when I'm ready, I just say, okay, play some music. Let's play some music, and then go to the Eden Hill, or they have the one of my favorite is the Earth Festival. Yeah, but before my goal is like, I want to play on Eden Hill because I went there and met so many people there, and then now they are all DJs. Just like personally, like wow, look at us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then outdoor and a very like a 舒服, how do you say, like comfortable.
Yeah. And so you've played there twice now, huh? Eden Hill, 2 years in a row?
Oh yeah, twice now. Just because before it's locked down. So when we open this gate, so these 2 years, like almost like check out like every event I want to go. So right now, I kind of want to organize some events so you can play. You can play also practice in your own event, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. Yeah.
And so how did you know that you were ready to like play in front of a bigger audience? Like you said, you wanted to take it easy first and play at friends' restaurants and stuff like that. But what was the moment where you said, okay, I'm ready. I think I can do this in front of a good crowd?
I think it's I have a group of friends, yeah, and I will record like some set to them, and then they will really like it, and then they will say, "Oh, Angela, like you're ready, and you're better than who? You're better. Please, like." I'm like, "Oh, really? Yeah," because I'm kind of like, I don't know if I got some mistake or something, and then they will just say, "Mistake, a little bit mistakes, okay. In there you can fix it." Oh, that would be cool. Like, okay, you got it back. I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I can make some mistakes. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Nice. And so is Eden Hill your favorite place that you've played so far?
Yeah, Eden Hill. And then Earth Festival too. They're gonna have another one on the May. It's called Uhu Festival.
Uhu Festival.
Yeah, because like Earth Festival, they have 4 stages. They have so many different music, like from organic or electronica to tech house music, and then psytrance and trance.
Whoa.
Like so many different stuff you can discover. So it's really interesting. I never seen that Taiwan have this festival before, like biggest festival, outdoor festival.
And so what is it like when you go from, okay, you're a normal person like most of the people listening to this who have never DJ'd a show, and you are at a festival or something like that, and you think, man, I think I can do this. Like, I want to do this. And then years later, like you're there at the same festival DJing it. How does that feel?
That feel like in the beginning is really nervous. Yeah, just because you're gonna like the people buy the ticket to see you, like you have to be like responsible, like protect their ears. I will say that like they then like ear got pregnant or something. They will feel like melting in your set, like really enjoy it. So that, and then on the Eden Hall, I was so like, oh, this is it. Like this is what I'm playing here. And then really like nervous. And also I'm really like proud of myself. Like, oh, like I'm lucky I can be here, but the other stuff is like I really think I'm really lucky because so many like good DJ in Taiwan, and then they don't really have chance to play. Even they DJ for a long time, like about 5 years, 6 years. I don't know, they just don't have any chance to play. So one of I want to make an event because Taiwan is like people connection, right? So they like to find so many people like they know, and then but to the like the people who have a potential or not really have like connection, and then I kind of want like bring those like DJ to the sense more like because their music is like amazing, right? So like Airplane Mall, they have like a few DJ that is their first time to play in the outdoor, and then it's really a lot of people's there. Yeah.
I saw also, so one of your friends, was it Lucy? So she was also there in Airplane Mode. I also,
DJ?
yeah.
Yeah.
I listened to her SoundCloud sets as well. Those are also pretty good. Is she one of those up and coming DJs you're talking about that you're trying to get like more exposure?
Yeah. You mean Lucy? Excuse.
I don't remember her last name. I think it's Puva or something.
Lucy Puva.
Yeah.
What's your
So you said that you're trying to get some other DJs, like other people who weren't as lucky as you, who didn't already have all these
Lucy
connections.
already DJ for a long time. Yeah, I mean like they have like from Taichung like John or Sam, and in my after party, I host an after party in the studio night. They have Edward. Yeah, they are kind of like their music is really really good, but they don't really have some gig or big festival can play it and get to more people know their music. Lucy is good, right?
Yeah, she's good. I liked her sets. I listened to that on SoundCloud too. Those are really good. And so that had to have been though pretty cool where when you first decided, oh, I want to start DJing, everybody's like, oh, you're a DJ now? Please come play here, come play here. Like all the connections that you had made from the club days paying off like pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's pretty big because I guess I built a lot of people connection. Like I really like to get out and then get to know like a lot of people and then talk with them because I always want like to learn something from the people who really succeed and then how do they do it. So like in the beginning, like Airplane Mall, I have this idea and I go to one of our friend called Bernie, and then he hosted his own event called Logging Event, kind of really successful and then really like the quality is really, really good. Everything is so good. So I'm kind of like, how can I do this? And blah, blah, blah. And then I will go like here, reboot and trying to like learn like how can I do here? Yeah. So I think it's everything when you go out and then trying to, I don't know, just be friend or trying to learn something and people will sing and people will really, they will give you the chance because they're seeing like, oh, she actually said work really hard or something. I don't know. So they will like naturally like ask you or think about you. Yeah, I think that's really important. Like if you want to do something, but you still sitting in your house or not moving at all, but of course you don't have any chance. You gotta move, right? So that's not what I saw is. It's just like that. Yeah,
that's nice advice. I think that's good. My last question on that topic was, do you have any advice, like any tips for other people who want to be a DJ? And it doesn't have to be like, yes, definitely do it or whatever, but like, because I think everybody, or maybe not everybody, but a lot of people have that fantasy of like, I'll just quit my job and I'll become a DJ. And if I just work hard enough, then I can do it or whatever. But do you have any tips for people who want to start? Like, how do you kind of make those connections and, should they go get a teacher like you did or, go to a DJ school? And how has your experience been, good enough to where you recommend other people try it if they're thinking about it?
I guess like, first of all, like internet is really useful right now. You can go on the internet trying to research so many material about what do you want to do. Yeah, and then do some homework, even like read a lot of like the stuff like that you really want to explore, and then step two, and then you can go to find some like people to learn how to do it. Yeah. And quit your job. I don't really think you have to quit your job like immediately because you need to leave, right? You like it's like trying to live in this world. So maybe you can do some like homework, like create your own like environment and then change a little bit slowly to change your job really slowly. Like I'm not like just like one night. I've been struggling like for like so many years. Really, I don't really like. I just like jumping girl is good, but it's already like 5 years, and then you are like, I don't know, can I learn that? And then like a little bit transforming to the things that you really like to do. Yeah, and then I think the environment is really important. Like for example, you want to learn English, but you're not really use English in your life. So when I learn my English, I will force myself to see like my environment. When I woke up, I will read the English book, or my phone is setting up like English form, or the TV was all English stuff. So that's that you force yourself to be in that environment, kind of like force yourself. So yeah, I think everything like you have to create your environment. Like if you want to do like be like a runner or a singer, so you go to you go to do some like rest, like say that I'm your schedule, I'm gonna running every day, or I'm gonna go to the museum, or you want to be a DJ, I'm gonna go to this event every weekend to discover the whole music. So that's all for like now. You don't have to spend like a lot of time. You just like setting out a little bit schedule and then check on that. And then once you get to used to this like schedule, or you basically have something like basis, I have some like way, like I go to my dream like a little bit closer now. So yeah.
Like okay, that. Nice. So start by doing your homework and take baby steps. So take small steps, do your homework, kind of learn the music, learn what type of music that you're interested in, and then find someone who can teach you all of the skills, and then just kind of go from there. So don't just jump in, quit your job and try to be a DJ tomorrow. Just start small and slow and try to build an environment of kind of DJing for yourself.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I think it's good practical advice. So I took this clip this morning from your set from Eden Hill last year that you put on your SoundCloud. And I wanted to play this. It's only a couple of minutes, but I thought it would be nice, especially because it's easy to just let people listen to it because it is a podcast, right?
Okay.
But if you've been listening for the past, 40 minutes and you're wondering, maybe you already paused it and you went to try to find her music and then you came back, or maybe you didn't come back. Maybe you just liked the music so much you didn't finish the podcast. But anyway, I just wanted to take this clip because this was the kind of stuff that I was talking about before that I really enjoy. So I'll just start this here now. So I love this little groovy Latin vibe in the beginning already.
Like groovy,
yeah. Oh, then there's that funky bass.
I remember I make this set for like 2 weeks like that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
It keeps like editing.
Just the perfectionism. So here, when I was listening to it, I was thinking, I recognize this bass line. Like there's something about this bass line that's kind of just catching me. And then all of a sudden I'm like, milkshake brings all the folks to the yard. Milkshake. And I'm like, wait, could that be it? Is that really it?
Is that really it?
So then you play around with it. You have a little nice breakdown, which I like.
Yeah, that was like the first time Eden Hill invited me to play, and then I was planning how should I perform this. So I'm playing my set, and then after that they got that canceled because the big typhoon or something.
Oh, really?
Crush everything.
Oh God.
Yes. So I just released like, the Eden Hill is canceled, but you still can listen to my sets online like that.
Eden Hill is not canceled.
Eden Hill is not canceled.
This is sick. Yeah, it just starts to slowly creep in here. I bet this would be even better live, but can't stop a typhoon.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm trying to release on the same day, like same time on my set.
So when they're expecting it. I love it.
And then can you imagine they set up our stage and in front of the swimming pool. So people were dancing in the swimming pool. So this whole idea is like, people dance in the swimming pool and play the boat, something like that.
Oh my God, man. If I'm there and they play that live and there's a swimming pool right next door and that beat drop hits, boom, I'm jumping in the pool. Like, yes, here we go. But really, I like your music so much, man. It's so I actually, even before I messaged you about the podcast, I messaged a friend of mine and I just sent him the links to these sets and he really liked them as well.
Thank you for sharing.
But actually I think it was the second or the third one, there were like in the second half of the set, there were 3 or 4 songs that last summer in the Netherlands I was playing on repeat for all of my friends. Anytime we would hang out in the office, or something like that after work, like we'd start playing music around 5 o'clock and grab a couple beers. And so we had a few songs, that I would just play on Spotify. But then as soon as people start to like hear the same song a couple of times, now they want to hear it. So then they might, like request it or something like that. But there were like 3 of them that were, in your set. And I messaged him after that and I said, whoa, dude, I can totally be a DJ. Look at this.
It could be.
So yeah. I'm the person when I ask all the questions, like, what's your advice for people who want to be a DJ? That's me. I'm the person who wants the advice. Okay, so I had one more question just about kind of the music scene in Taipei and also Taiwan. So I'm American, lived in the Netherlands the last 7 years, and obviously K-pop now is like humongous, right? And K-pop definitely has a good effect for the rest of Asian music as well, because it's kind of like that saying goes that a rising tide lifts all ships. So like if Korea, helps bring music up for Asia in general, then that can help. Like I know Thai music has also gotten a nice boost from it. So how is kind of the Taiwan and Taipei music scene different from maybe like K-pop or other Asian music that people might know already?
For like K-pop music, I have a young sister. She really like K-pop music, like all like Korean music. Yeah, that's really in fact like our like Taiwanese new generation. They really like it. I think they have like makeup or some like a group dance. Yeah, that's really attractive to the like young generations there. Yes. And then compared to you mean the Taiwan sings music?
Yeah. So what is kind of like, if you could just explain to people who have never been to Taiwan, they don't know anything about Taiwanese music, like what is kind of
Taiwanese music? Yeah. Okay. Taiwanese music is just more like a Taiwanese, right? Singer sings on Taiwanese music. But like recently, like these 2 years, they have so many like rap Taiwanese music,
really?
like OSN or Patrick. They are a singer, and then they were like something like a R&B.
Oh, some baby making music now.
Yeah, and then saying something like society, and then the lyrics is really cool. Yeah, it's not just really like singing like sad people, really slow, So it's really cool about that. So I think that can compare to the K-pop music, Taiwanese music, the new generation Taiwanese music.
And is there like traditional Taiwanese music that's different from traditional Chinese music? Are they pretty blended together? I mean, is there like a unique set of traditional Taiwanese music as well?
Taiwanese music, in my mind, Taiwanese music or like Jay Chou or Zhang Huimei, like Amei. Yeah, the music is just, that's my generation. So that's really like it's good to remember. I don't know.
Like remember the past of the history of your
Now the music in the Taiwanese, I don't really like understand. Like I don't understand. I just don't know how to sing with with them.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
So like you mentioned before that you're half Taiwanese and half Aboriginal,
Aboriginal.
right?
Oh, you mean Aboriginal music?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Unless you're an expert on that, and I would be happy to listen to it. But my question is, because like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I didn't even know about the concept of a Taiwanese Aboriginal. I knew about Australian, Aborigines, and so I knew that of the indigenous people of Australia. Obviously, as an American, I know about Native Americans and all those indigenous peoples from North and South America. That's a very big part of our history. Like every third year, we basically have like your local state history in class in school. And we spend a lot of that time learning about the local native tribes and different stuff like that. But I never knew that this whole thing of like when the Han Chinese start migrating over from China, and that there were all these indigenous people who lived here in Taiwan, and there's all this kind of conflict back and forth, and then there's stuff that happens when the Japanese come and the Dutch come. So
Yes.
if you can take somebody like me, let's say 2 weeks ago, before I come to airplane mode, and somebody tells me what a Taiwanese Aboriginal is, can you explain to people what is a Taiwanese Aboriginal person, and what's kind of the story there and the background on what people need to know?
I think Taiwanese Aboriginal, like my grandma, they basically got by rule from the Japanese. So Japanese took their land and then teach them how to speak Japanese. So my grandma can speak a lot of Japanese. Also, we had our own language. I mean, my tribe is like Atayan. The government called Atayan, but we call Tayan. So they have like 10 to 12 different tribes in Taiwan, like Amis or Beinanzu, Saixia. So those like tribes, they all have their own language, and then they all have their own culture clothes, like standard official clothes.
Oh wow!
It's really
Everyone
cool.
has their own. Wow.
Yeah, everyone have their own, and then like a Baiwanzu in some Taiwanese island, like Green Island or Lanyu. Yeah, they have their own culture, their own language, and then like for example, Atayan and the Amis, we are like 女系社会. How do I call that? Like we are more like a woman is more powerful than a guy.
Matriarchal society.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's our culture. Yeah. And then different language, and then clothes, and then some cultures, and then we have it. Like Diane, we also have the tattooed on the face. If you grow up in the 18 years old, like you're adult, so the guys have to tattoo on your forehead and then your 下巴, how can I say it?
Your chin.
Yeah, your chin. And then the girls have to tattoo on the face. Yes.
So, okay. So yeah, I think that there's 12 official tribes recognized by the Taiwanese government. And you're saying everyone has their own language, and they all have their own unique style of clothing. And so how is it, because I mean, you're pretty young. So was it difficult for you at all being half Aboriginal? Like, did you face any, discrimination or people tease you or anything like that when you were growing up with half of that as your background?
Not really. Like we live in Nang'ao, like our village. We have like 7 villages. So basically, we live just with all of the Aboriginal. We don't really feel something like racist or yeah. When I grow up, I go to the like Taiwanese school. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Aboriginal in our village, they will separate the school like Aboriginal with Taiwanese. If you are Taiwanese, you will not go into the Aboriginal elementary school to study with us. I don't know why. We'll separate. Yes.
It's still like that. They still separate them in the different schools.
Yeah, but it's kind of like the land is separate too. Like in the Nang'ao, and then the Aboriginal is close to the mountain. They live close to the mountain. And then the Taiwanese live close to the sea. So it's kind of very clearly they have their own school. We have our school.
Wow, like interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So in the stuff that I read, it was basically saying that over the past 100 years, it had been pretty difficult for the Aboriginal people because basically it became like a bit of an economic divide where all of a sudden like the Han Chinese people in Taiwan, they end up kind of becoming more wealthy, and then a lot of illegal immigration started happening where people would come in and they would be willing to work for very cheaper than the Aboriginal people.
Oh,
And then the Aboriginal people would get upset and say, well, I'm not going to work for, pennies just because like this other person is illegally
mm,
here. And so it kind of created like all of these problems, and it has been difficult for the government to kind of, manage it. But I guess from what I've heard from other people is, like you said, part of it is that there's so much separation. So there, if you don't want to interact, you don't really have to. But I guess I was just hoping that for younger generations, it's not as
mm.
big of a deal and not as problematic. And hopefully, everybody just gets along better now.
Yeah, I think they don't have like really they don't have enough resource can learn like other skills
Mm-hmm.
for like they like our elementary school they don't teach us the like like music.
Mm.
Yes, but we know how to sing
Yeah.
and naturally how to sing. But like some like a singing or like a teacher English, something like that, we don't have like a well resource. Yeah, so many like people in Nang Ao, like our village. So it's just left like few like old man like grandma there, and then all the young people go out like going to Taipei or in the South Taiwan, go find a job. Yeah, so look like the our like Aboriginal is just like really trying so hard to live. Yeah, like even like my cousin, they still stay in the Nang Ao. They're just doing something in the factory. Yeah, just like that. But they are really like they don't ask like too much. If they think they can live in their life, they will be happy. They're really chill. Yes.
Yeah, that's still the island kind of, either island or mountain here. You have to be one or the other. So I think both are chill vibes, mountain people and island people.
Yeah. Yeah, farmer and the fisherman. Yeah.
And so you mentioned the Aboriginal music. Is that something that you're influenced by at all? Does it something that play a part in your DJing at all?
Yeah, like recently, like I really got inspiration from one of Aboriginal DJs called Dangi. Dangi is a boy, which I think she's here. So,
Actually,
so
that's
she
cool.
plays. She made her own track with the Aboriginal sound. So I kind of like inspiration from her. So right now, like I like why not just bring many like so many Aboriginal sound in your track or in your mix.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, and it's already like it seems easier to do because there's already so many different types of music that you mix in. You have the Latin music, the different types of house music, the hip hop. So it does seem like there's an easy opportunity to just slip it in. Yeah, that's cool. So what are your kind of like future goals, your hopes and dreams for your eventual DJ career?
I think in Taiwan, like right now I'm doing airplane mode, and then I think I really like it because you can bring people to the natural and then send some message, like tell people turn on your airplane mode and then be in the present, or just like play the music on your event. Everything just like the drinks in my event, and then you can invite whatever like you like the artist you really like it. You can also invite them to play. So this is like a goal, but I also um like that before this brand is gonna, because it's a beach cleaner more like a recycling. So I have the other idea is like build a like a recycling machines. So we do donation, but we also always donation to the others organization, and then not us. But we like airplane mode this event. We need more like a resource to do is like equipment or good stuff to maintain this brand. So my other main goal is like brought this brand to just set out a website or organization, and then tell people like supporters, and then we can do more about like a recycling machine. So everybody can build that machine together. So kind of like this, like do something good for this social like society. Yeah.
And how did you get so like interested in sustainability and recycling and mindfulness and all this kind of stuff? Like this seems to all be very important for you. Where did that come from?
I think the mindfulness stuff is like 2 years ago because of lockdown. So it's like so depression is still in your house. You cannot go into like everywhere, and I started to watch the TV and news, and I look like this world is so many trash, and just like I don't know. It's like we need to do something, otherwise our children or our kids like they doesn't even like enjoy this, or even the water right now is like bad quality. The fish too, you cannot really eat the fish right now. It's not like clean. So we like make a lot of trash on this world. Maybe everybody do a little bit, and then we can make this world better. Also, I have like a lot of like traumatized before my family and then my life. So the mindfulness stuff is like kind of like come from me. Yeah.
To help you kind of get through the difficult stuff. No, it's good to show emotion about it, I think, because I think everybody has something in their past, that they have to deal with. And definitely, I think meditation has been something that has been very helpful for me, something that kind of like, as you get older, you start to find it more and more difficult, because I think the older you get, the more on your own, you are. And I think it's definitely something that, especially in America, right? Like when I was growing up, mental health was not talked about at all. And so nowadays it is kind of more common, and people talk about self-care and
self-care, self-well-being, or like a mindfulness, positive mind, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's really important for this generation, because we all like stick on our phone.
Yeah.
Right. We're not really even like live it. We're just living inside. So everything we see is just everything you like, basically. So it's like really important to put on your phone and then get to know yourself more, not just always receive all the information from others people, or trying to figure out what everyone's doing right now. Yes. Or if you don't know like what's your hobby, or what can you do, like what do you want to do, I suggest you like put down your cell phone and then do some yoga, or go into nature, or just read some book that you really interesting, like a physical book, something like that. Yeah, I think you will get to know yourself more. Sometimes the people doesn't really stop to receive another people's energy, so you don't really feel like yourself. You just feel lonely. You just want to, I don't know, receive like so many.
Just always looking for stimulation and dopamine and
yeah, something like that. It's not many young people understand that, like my sister. Yeah, so I don't know, like I think we need more like this mindfulness, and then if you have like traumatized, and then you always stuck in that traumatized, like you cannot get out. You think you're not worth it, or you cannot do everything. That's really like wrong. Like basically, if you like see yourself more, and then you will believe, oh, I can do this, I can do that. It just takes some time.
Have you ever tried a self-compassion meditation?
Oh no.
What
is that?
I did one of those 2 weeks ago, just on a video on YouTube, but it was basically like it's what you just said, of like, you don't feel like you're worth it, or you don't feel like you're enough, and these kind of things. Like, so if you have these inner kind of feelings and thoughts about, oh, I'm not good enough, or you kind of constantly think that other people look at you and think that you're not good or whatever, like you basically go through one of these meditations, and it kind of makes you be compassionate to yourself and say, like, one of the good things is they say, if you were talking to a friend and the friend was telling you all of these things that you're saying in your head about yourself, you would say, whoa, you got to stop. Like, nobody thinks about you that way. Like, everybody loves you. People think you're great, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah.
stop being so hard on yourself. But whenever it's just you inside your own head, you don't really think that to yourself, right? You just think all the bad things. And so what this video, what these meditations are trying to get you to do is to stop and actually tell yourself, no, you are okay. You are worthy. You are good. You know what I mean? All these things. And I found it pretty helpful. Like, I don't know why I thought of it. I was actually, it's so weird. It sounds so weird, but I was in the gym. I was just about to finish my workout and I was going to go do some stretches anyway. Yeah. And I had my headphones in and I was like, I don't know where the idea came from, but I thought about it. Maybe I had seen it in another podcast or something. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be laying here for 20 minutes anyway, stretching. So I put it on and I thought it was kind of helpful. It was like a nice little reset, you know, but
yes.
so you're talking directly to me on all the stuff you talk about, because a year ago I had just gotten back from, you know, Thailand and Bali and was on this big high of like, oh, I feel so spiritual and I'm doing Buddhist stuff and I'm meditating and I was going to yoga, you know, twice a week. Wow. Then I went to Tomorrowland and I did way too many drugs. And all of a sudden I was just like, oh man, I crashed the whole next week. When I came back, I had like no energy, wasn't excited about anything. And all of those good habits that I had, like the meditation got way more difficult, or the yoga got more difficult. So
no motivation.
I had no motivation for anything. And so after that, like, because I couldn't really do anything real, like read or I'd also read like 4 books or something before Tomorrowland. And when I came back from that, I didn't have any like motivation or energy to do anything real. So I would just pick my phone up, right? And then that becomes a habit real quick, like constantly on switching from Twitter to the news to Instagram. And that really, like, that overstimulation, I think that's something that our entire generation, and especially the younger ones, like, you know, when I'm at my brother's house and I see his kids and they're like, you know, on these
iPad.
They take the iPad away, but until they do, they are just so glued. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the only thing that exists. So I think all of society is struggling with this, like you talk about, and it's good that, you know, you're having a festival, which obviously is having music and, you know, a lot of energy and stuff like that. But then you provide these other things on the side to say like, hey, also check out mindfulness, also check out, you know, recycling and sustainability and these things.
They send a lot of message in this festival. That they have a lot of ideas. It's not just one concept. I think it's like a lot of things. Mindfulness and then recycling. Yeah, body and your mind, something like that.
Yeah. Do you have any like good kind of self-care / mindfulness like practices that kind of help you? That
I've been listening like a podcast. It's called In Hindsight.
In Hindsight?
Yeah, Hindsight. This guy look like Black people, but he's like from Canada.
Oh, okay.
And then have like long hair. Just talk a lot. When he talked, just like a Jesus talked to you. Yeah, in hindsight. Yeah, and then he's really chill, and then like to have some cup of tea, and then he's like a Christian. Yeah, but he won't not saying he's Christian. Yeah, he say he just believe they have a Jah. The Jah is God, Jah. So he's really cool. So I've been listening his podcast. So the other things I done like 10 episode podcast before. You notice that, and then I stop it, and the quality is like not good.
It's just not good when you know it's a DJ. When you know it's a DJ, and you know she has all this equipment and all these like a vocal booth, like things with access, and
not
then,
professional yet.
Yeah, and then you hear it, and it's like her with her, AirPods or something like that.
You know, it's like AirPod. You know.
Yeah, so it's not that it's bad. It's just not what I was expecting for somebody with
I'm sorry. I will upgrade it. Your equipment looks really professional.
You can have it. It's getting heavy carrying it around Asia, I have to say. But
so in hindsight, it's really good. I'm trying to, because I'm learning English too. So every episode they are just 10 minutes to 20 minutes, very short. So it's really easy to comfort you.
And he probably talks nice and slow.
Yes.
So you can understand everything that he said.
Yeah, and he got a vibe, like a fighting. Yeah, and it's so nice, and then you can easily to understand and then cheer up you. This is really good. And you guys can go check out.
What are you doing now to learn English?
I made a lot of foreigners friends.
Probably easy, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I would just talk, and then they don't really mind to like if I talk something wrong, they will not laugh at me.
That's because you're pretty. If you weren't pretty, they laugh
thank
at you.
you guys. Oh
no,
man.
I think most
correct me, please.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say is most native English speakers, they are not gonna correct you because they feel this sense of guilt that you're speaking English to them.
Mhm.
But yeah, all my friends in Europe used to say like, no, please correct me, because that's the only way that you're gonna learn. And I used to have people in English classes where they would be, like married to an Australian or a British person or whatever, and they wouldn't correct them, and they would say like, no, I'm not an English teacher, like that's not my job. And I thought,
Yeah.
what an asshole husband or wife. But
it's okay, but at least you can like say English, just practice.
Yeah.
I've been practice like so many years. Yeah, like 5 years, 6 years. But my mom, like before my mom brought me to the cram school when I was like a junior high school, I really like English, and then I like to see the English movie. Yeah, that's just really interesting. And then the culture about the English people, American foreigners people, I think their mindset is like more like Aboriginal, just like we like outdoor, we like sun, and then we more like I don't know, more like flexible about more opening or
open-minded. Yeah.
Just not just like a 随便 whatever. No, it's just something like we are not really like close to your mind or something.
Yeah,
very flexible.
That's interesting that you say that, because I also had friends in Korea who said the same thing, where it was like, so you always, I think that other cultures are in a way better than yours in a certain aspect because they are different, right? Because you're not really used to them. But so for me, like I see the way that Koreans are so nice to their family members and they're all so close and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, why can't we have this and whatever?
Yeah.
But then when I would talk to Koreans, they would say, but America seems so free in the sense, not in the sense of like what we always say of, freedom and democracy or whatever, but more like if you want to go be a DJ, you can do it. If you want to go try to start your own business, you can do it. If you want to change your major in university 3 different times, you can do it. Like everybody kind of just gets this chance to find out, you graduate, you try to find out what you like and what you enjoy, and then you try to study it and you try to find a job related to that. In like Korea, it's very much like, you're studying really hard from the time that you're 4 years old or earlier.
Wow.
And they pick like a career for you pretty quick. And it's really hard to change majors because they're afraid you won't be able to get a job if you do it. And so everything's really strict and really structured.
Wow.
So they look at America like it's so free, but I'm like, oh man, it didn't feel that way. Like I felt like you have no direction, like you're almost kind of lost in the wilderness there. But so, yeah, I think it's interesting to hear your perspective of like us being open-minded, and, we do love the outdoors in America. That's one thing I love.
But American school is really strict too, right? Everybody just want to get like the Harvard or the good college that is.
I think it's like a small percentage of people though.
Okay.
So you have really good schools and you have some really good private schools, and you'll have kids whose parents send them to those schools. And then for those people, it's really strict because their parents expect Harvard or Stanford, and so maybe that kid who comes from a really well-off family or something like that, but probably 90% of Americans don't really have that. Go to Harvard, go to Stanford, because they don't think it's even possible.
Yeah.
So for those people, it's more like find out what you kind of like, and then try to find something you can do to make money with that. Because if you find somebody and they say, "Oh, I want to be an artist or something," most people just think, "Okay, you want to be poor." Like that's what's going to happen. But so my last question is: we were just talking about the American culture and also the Korean culture. What do you think about Taiwanese culture that people should know? Because it's a small place, not a lot of people come here. I don't think they should, because it's beautiful, really fun. If you could kind of explain to anybody, like say in Europe or the US, like about Taiwanese culture.
I think Taiwanese culture, like right now, Taiwan we are an island, right, surrounded by the sea. So we have so many like international people coming here. So Taiwanese have so many like a temple, or we also have so many church. So, and then our like natural side is really beautiful. So and our culture, I think, we have got money, like money God.
A money god.
Yeah, money god. And then we have like the Chinese New Year, the Hong Bao. Yeah. So I think Taiwanese culture is it's more like a local island people. Yeah.
Kind of laid back.
Kind of. And then we're more like free. Not really like working so hard.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a lot of holidays.
Yeah, sometimes 5 in a row, like you're about to have next week, right?
And then we also have so many different cuisine and then foods. You guys can go Discovery and night market.
The night markets here are incredible.
Yeah, also like all the food is more like cheaper than the other countries. I think like America is really expensive.
Oh God, yeah. I can't afford to go back. It's too expensive. But I definitely think that the night market food here is incredible. And you definitely, I mean, I've eaten it probably, if I will have been here, let's say I'm going to stay a total of 30 days, 21 of those days I've eaten dinner at a night market. So that just shows you like how good it is. But I definitely noticed, and I was talking to my friend Ray, who let me work at his co-working space. It's called Skyworks near Nanjing Fuqing, if you know that. But
Skyworks.
So basically, like in Korea, what you see is everybody works till like 9 p.m. and then they leave and go get drunk and eat fried chicken and then or go do karaoke or something that. Here, you notice people at like 6 o'clock or something, people are leaving, like people are going home. He told me a lot of people, it's common that they'll, during surf season, they'll go surf in the morning and then maybe come in at noon and work like for the rest of the day. So, or sometimes people will take a holiday if it's a really, good surf day. So he was saying that the culture here really is a lot more, like you said, of you don't work too hard, you know what I mean? Like you have a cutoff and you say, okay, 6:30, definitely I'm going home. And so I think that's a nice, like, it's a good balance here, I think, compared to.
There were so many like restaurant staff, like waiters, that no one want to work in the restaurant, be the waiters, maybe the salary is too less.
Yeah.
The people really care about like the work. They are more like chill and then kind of work online. It's like more freedom to do that. Yeah, like travel around and then start their own like a business. Yeah, like online business, selling something online or make some TikTok or like live streamer. Yeah, I think the Taiwanese people now is more like that, like more like work with their skills. It's kind of really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely see it a lot in the co-working spaces. Like there's a lot of talent there and a lot of people who are, you'll hear people like all of a sudden, like, I don't know what they're doing most of the time, but then they'll have an international call and they're speaking English and I can hear everything. Oh my God, that's what you've been doing the past 2 weeks. Oh wow, that's so cool. Wish I would have known 2 weeks ago.
Yes, it's really international now.
Yeah, it's nice. I love it here, man. I definitely think I could be here like longer term for sure. It's such a cool place. I wish that I had, traveled more outside of Taipei.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to come back again and see more of the kind of nature stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always the next time. And luckily I'm still young. Well, Angela, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. I love hearing your story. It's such a cool one. I think the whole thing of, going from working in the club and then just deciding I want to be a DJ, making it happen, and now just enjoying it as much as you are, doing good things with it, with the Airplane Mode Festival. It's so cool. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Lucas. And then a part of my English is not good. I hope you guys understanding. Yeah.
English is fine. Don't worry. I think it's great. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.